Hello and welcome.
Good evening, good afternoon.
It is an emergency, attention, emergency episode of FPL Update, and this is where we're gonna be taking a look at our results for the game week number 13, where I decided not to take a hit and get punished for that. Nonetheless, we are still climbing the ranks step by step, and it's another green arrow, but decisions now need to be taken and made quickly, just because the price rise is happening, and by the time you're watching this video, most likely a player that you would have wanted to get has risen in price, and there is also a chance that a player that you have in your team is gonna be falling as well. So I'm probably gonna be making my transfers, which include a hit as well, and maybe give you an idea what players do you want to get in your team. And previously, another video that I made just before, I was playing around with like not necessarily a wildcard builds, but mostly like a number of players that you would want to have for the next like 5 fixtures, starting from game week number 13. And in fact, we nailed that pick, and the player that we brought is Saka, who is getting 18 points. And obviously, there are some other fantastic options for you. And I just decided to go with Saka. I should have gone with Gabriel instead of Guardiola, who wasn't necessarily supposed to be getting any returns. I was just, there was an eerie feeling, you know, like that I'm gonna be actually punished for not going rogue a little bit, and I was indeed. And if I got Gabriel, but at this point I would be very happy, because that's a defender that probably would not be getting out of my team. Every game week he is yellow flagged, and it most likely again he's gonna be taking part in a game, scoring a goal, assisting, keeping a clean sheet. I don't know what's gonna be happening against Man United in particular, but obviously the next fixtures like Fulham, Everton, Crystal Palace, if Arteta decides not to rotate, that is a fantastic pick. Saka on the corner, Gabriel with the dark arts, and other defenders help him create more space, and he's scoring headers. That's a fantastic combination. I had Gabriel, I decided to eat him out of my team just because I was pissed that they were never keeping a clean sheet, and he was also injured. Apparently not an injury. He returned quickly, started returning against me now. So getting him back is a priority, but also a priority is to get rid of Wood probably, just because his fixtures following after Ipswich game, which he returned. It's a nice goodbye gift from Wood. I'm most likely going to be selling him, and I'm going to be probably selling Mbeumo, who has very tough fixtures ahead of him. And I was watching that game against Leicester. They scored 4 goals. Mbeumo was playing so wide on the right side and never taking part in like these goals. I know that Brentford have goals in them, and Mbeumo is on pants. I just don't see myself keeping him anymore. He returned me a few points previously. Very good player. Still a good pick, you know, there's no need to yeet him out of your team, but I have other problems in my defense, which I don't necessarily have to get an Liverpool defender or an Arsenal defender, but starting from next game week 14, game week 15, I think it's nice to have double up on Liverpool, triple up on Arsenal, triple up on Liverpool, whatever you want, whatever rocks your boat. But the thing is, I will be doing another hit after this game week probably, because I see the potential, I see the vision. And the moves, if you are wondering what exactly, if your team is probably very similar to mine, what would you want to see is probably keeping Isak. That would be my differential, because most people are afraid of that flag and most likely going to be getting rid of him, because that's a very tough fixture against Liverpool. Will it update, by the way? Yeah, it's updated. Nice. So you can see that this fixture against Liverpool, it is a little bit scaring people off. There's Brentford, who concede goals at home as well. So there is absolutely every opportunity for Newcastle. Look, they played against Palace. They created basically no XG, and that was scary. But that was without Isak. Isak was injured in 22nd minute, so most likely they're gonna be getting back on track. And they have Leicester, Ipswich, Villa, nice fixtures where there's some goals for Newcastle. I hope so. And this whole pick, yes, I took hit for him, but I feel like it was a mistake. So what we're gonna be doing, the idea is to get rid of Wood and bring in. Obviously, would have wanted to get, yeah, there is a chance I'm gonna be going for Isak out for Nicholas Jackson. But I think Pedro has better value for the money that you're spending on him, and his fixtures are great. I was watching that game against Southampton. The difference between Brighton and Southampton is that Brighton, they don't really chase like top 6 finish from their performance. They really weren't trying that much. The only player who was really trying to like create something was Mitoma, and Mitoma is a bowler. Absolutely fascinating to watch him move on the pitch. He was trying to create chances. Players weren't really running into channels, and they barely could, like, they were on the brink of losing that game. In fact, that was like a very controversial decision that ruled out a goal for like offside or something, a second goal, and that was like, yeah, many people are pissed about that. But still, it's a 1-1 against Southampton at home, a fixture for which many people were taking hits to bring in João Pedro, but I still think that they have goals in them, and João Pedro will be returning. I think he scored a goal, and that was ruled offside or something. And yeah, maybe on the other day, just like Southampton were fighting for their lives, they realized that these are the games that they need get points from, and I wouldn't be surprised if that wouldn't be a really high-scoring game for Chelsea. That's why getting Jackson is a good idea, but I just don't see myself doing it right now. And I just decided to diversify my assets, and I have a Palmer, I think obviously the best pick from that Chelsea team. Maybe I'm going to be getting another Chelsea defender, we'll see about that. But the idea is to get João Pedro right now because he's rising in price apparently, and my wood probably will be falling in price. Not my wood, but my player. You know what I'm talking about. And then the following transfers will look like this. Since we need some money, we probably will sell Mbeumo to Semenyo. Yeah, there can be an argument of getting Kluivert, just because he was on penalties, he scored them. Yes, of course, you can throw a coin and it will fall tails 10 times in a row, but they just received 3 penalties in one game, so maybe, most likely, they're not going to be getting as many penalties in the next 2 games, and if they will, yeah, it is what it is, but Semenyo is a more active, more exciting player compared to Kluivert. Kluivert gets only 70 minutes, Semenyo takes a lot of shots, plays pretty much 90 minutes, he's returning back from suspension, so you can easily go for Kluivert and it can actually pay off, but I get Semenyo in my team like this, and I have 2.8 million to spend, and that's gonna be Guardiol yeeted out of my team, so I can go as far as taking a -8 points hit. The problem that neither Liverpool nor Arsenal are playing in a game where you can kind of like see a clean sheet, like a visualize and see, yes, this is a guaranteed clean sheet. And I thought so, and I tripled up on Arsenal defense for Leicester, for Southampton, for Bournemouth, and all of my, in fact, my players were started, like, it deteriorated to a point where my Arsenal defenders were receiving minus points. Saliba got a red card, so I hated that situation, and that was probably a little bit of impulsive decision, a little bit reactionary maybe, to get rid of Gabriel back then, and narrow my Arsenal defensive assets to only a goalkeeper. But now I see a potential, right? They can keep clean sheet. And this Gabriel, bro, like, he's a menace. He is actually turning into one of the best defenders in the world just because of that aerial threat. And these 9 points definitely stung, just because I could have made a transfer before, and I could have been in a position where I don't need to take this hit, and I'm 5 points better compared to my current points tally. But it is what it is. So the idea is that I'm getting Gabriel now, and even though he's yellow flagged, he's gonna be playing the game. Don't get it twisted. Arteta and every like medical team member can say otherwise. I don't trust anyone. He's gonna be playing against Man United. Now I'm jinxing it there. Yeah, okay. So time code where I jinx the player and he's not playing. Okay. Now we got it sorted, and then I have exactly amount of if I'm not mistaken though, if he is, yes, I'm actually Alexander, right? That's how you spell him on this game. I'm getting rid of Hall, recognizing my mistake, and getting Trent back. And in fact, I'm so close on all of these moves is that if I'm not making at least 2 of these moves this night, I'm waiting for these players to rise in price or something to happen. I will not be able to execute these moves. And in fact, if you're wondering, I'm using the app. Look, there are so many different websites, apps that give you the price rises and price falls. This is the website called Fantasy Football Fix. Look, I'm not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor me, be my guest. So these are the players that are going to be falling in price. Pretty much this tonight, right? So if you have one of these, you may say goodbye to your saved points, or you won't be maybe able to, you won't be able. I'm actually fine with the players that are, I don't have any of these. You won't be able to sell them for your bot value, or it's gonna be lower, or you're in danger, right? And then these players are apparently the ones that are going to be rising in price, right? So this is actually a little bit more scary just because, you are probably getting Saka in, right? You're getting Pedro in. You're getting even Nicholas Jackson. Salah, if you didn't get him before. And he's rising in price and becoming more expensive. So that's why, if you just take this info into consideration, I think I'm gonna be getting Pedro, right, for sure. Even though like he can, like, look, Wood can score against Man City. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Man City are losing yet another game. But you see, Pep said that there is gonna be a change of fortune for Man City very soon. So maybe he has something in mind. You know, Diaz is returning. Maybe Guardiola will have that rest and go back and play a game. So maybe I shouldn't be really selling him, you know. I just don't know what's happening there with Guardiola. So getting Gabriel and getting Trent isn't really... I don't really need to rush. But getting rid of Mbeumo, it's not like getting rid. Yes, he can deliver it and be not penalty. And this moves can be like a very impulsive decision and reaction decision. But I think this is where I can build my team for the next 4 to 5 game weeks, and when I finally can start saving on transfers. The problem with Trent is that I'm gonna be giving him 1 more week to see if he's starting, if he is actually trying, applying any effort to win a game for Liverpool, or he's in his mind he's already joining Real Madrid. I don't know what's happening there. It just looks a little bit sus the way he's performing and the way he was kind of like still injured for the game against Real Madrid. Yeah, it's just let's say that Hall is sitting in my team for now, and then if we are in a position where maybe cheeky Gabriel is appearing in my team before Fulham game, I don't even need to take another hit next week. So this is the idea, is that we can then field a nice team. So let's assume that this is the team that I'm fielding. I can actually just roll, you know, it's a nice team still. It's a team that will be still delivering points. I think I'm still keeping Guardiola. I just hope that he's not now down the pecking order for Pep and he's still playing for the team. He's the main left back for the team. If that's actually not the case, I'm mad. But there's Faiz, who is playing against West Ham, maybe with a chance to like keep a clean or even score a header. I think I'm starting Fabianski, in fact. Look, Man United were phenomenal. They scored 4 goals against, obviously, Everton are... But look, they are scary. They can score a goal, at least 1, against Arsenal. But I can totally see Arsenal keeping a clean sheet equally as well. So it's a toss of a coin, in my opinion. But Guardiola, on the other hand, if he is the main defender still for... if he's the main player to cover that left-back spot, I would love to keep him for Crystal Palace fixture at least, you know? And that means that I don't need to rush with these transfers anymore. And then if I'm making these moves and I'm saving some money, I can maybe then sell Hall for Gabriel and keep Guardiola for some time and then get maybe Trent later. These are the decisions that I think taking hits right now is actually... It's just a rogue decision that I will be playing against me. But look, I should have taken a hit. It would have been very nice 9-pointer from Gabriel. I would have had Gabriel. I wouldn't be worried about getting him again back into my team. And if you're not getting these template players, like propelling your rank higher, it's going to be very difficult. So getting Salah, Saka and Palmer is a must. And then there's so many combinations of attackers that you can have. And yeah, you can still... persist with having even double Wolves attack like Cunha and maybe Trent Larson. I would be getting rid of Wood, even though he still can return in some of these fixtures. It's gonna be like a little bit tougher for him. And I've seen that game against Ipswich and it wasn't really inspiring. He scored that goal, yes, he got the bonus points, happy days, but only 1 goal against a team that is about to be relegated most likely. And now he's facing tougher opponents, you know. Maybe he's not scoring as many goals now. You never know, but it can be, obviously. And then Newcastle, we all brought Newcastle players for these fixtures, obviously, not only for the game against West Ham, but also these are nice fixtures. Leicester, Ipswich, Villa. Look, you can Brentford even away. You can easily rely on Isak, and it looks like he's gonna be recovering by that time. So I'm not selling him right now, and I think it's gonna be my differential then, because everyone who brought Isak in is so reactionary selling him, and I feel like I'm reactionary equally as everyone else, but I just don't feel like it's a good idea to sell him now, given that Wood has very tough fixtures. But if Isak is still injured, look, I'm gonna be taking a... Yeah, I'll sell him for Jackson then. Jackson has fantastic fixtures. It's obviously Tottenham away, and then after that, Brentford, Everton, Fulham. Yeah, he can be playing my attacker then instead of Isak. If the injury is really, really bad. But yeah, these are my thoughts and my plans for the transfers. And we are building a perfect team, I think. But look, this is where we have a team, a special team of Mo Salah, who has made some fantastic moves. He sold Gvardiol, which is a move that I should be doing, and brought in Saliba in. Bro, he like literally... And look, Salah made this in... Oh, bro, no. Aren't footballers supposed to have, like, keep some kind of regime, like, where they need to go to sleep earlier? He made the moves at 1 a.m. Unbelievable. Nah, Mado. And then he brought in a new goalkeeper. And as if he knew that Ederson is not a main goalkeeper anymore. Like, look, using this intel is very interesting. And look, Sels is a good goalkeeper. Obviously, he kept a clean sheet. Will he be able to keep a clean sheet in these tough fixtures? Questionable. But the goalkeeper, I think, if we were to get a better goalkeeper, it would be probably Sanchez. But he still can be conceding these goals every now and then. Trent with 49 points. For some reason, he... yeah, that's a... See, I think Trent is not playing anymore. Like, that is the problem. He didn't make a single transfer for like 5 game weeks in a row. I think Trent has abandoned his team, and his rank is still higher than most of you. How embarrassing, huh? Unbelievable. But look, you can abandon your team with perma-captain on Salah, and you'll be good. There are some teams that haven't made a single transfer, like in top 1000. Andy Robertson didn't make a single transfer. I think... yeah, he benched Haaland. I think this is like, he's active. He made 2 transfers before, he benched Haaland consciously, and he not even captain Salah, bro. Maybe he wants to counter Jinx people from his team, you know? Maybe he's just like his way of coping with the fact that, yeah, Salah is gonna be returning, but let's counter Jinx and captain someone else. Okay, maybe that's good. His rank is 4 million, and there you go. This is Diego Jota, who actually... takes this quite seriously. He didn't make a single transfer. I think he gets a 3rd red arrow in a row, but I would take this red arrows if my rank is halved. Yeah, I'll take it, of course. Thing is, he is captaining Nicholas Jackson too. Interesting decision for the Liverpool players there. Captain Nicholas Jackson. Maybe they're just like doing this, like maybe there's a purpose to that. Connor Bradley, like he also captains someone else. Who is that? Chris Wood. Okay. Nobody from Liverpool can believe in Salah. What is happening? Salah believed in himself though. He captained himself. And then we have James Justin, who is taking a -8 hit, and I think it is very justified, even though his rank is like, looks like he's dropping a little bit of rank. But he's getting good players into his team. He's getting Nicholas Jackson, Saka, and Palmer. And the players that he even selling aren't delivering. I don't understand why is that showing as he gets... Yeah, he gets a red arrow for some reason. Maybe just because... I just don't understand this, man. 74 points, that's a lot. Maybe just because of the sheer amount of points taken a hit for. Oh yeah, he has himself with -1. Yeah, I get it now. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame, of course. -1 for himself. Yeah, they consider it a lot of goals to Brentford. And then you have Reece James with 66 points and a solid green arrow for him. Captaining Mo Salah, very well done. And now we have Anthony Gordon. Let's see what he did this week. 76 points, another green arrow for a Premier League footballer. And captaincy on Nicholas Jackson. No Salah, and somehow they're getting these green arrows. Well, so easy when your rank is 3 million. And 44 points for Joe Willock. Also, no Salah camp. And captaining Haaland, like, what is happening, bro? Like, do these people even know ball? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Stormzy, I feel like Stormzy just gave up, bro. I just don't understand this. He gets Pedro Porro, gets Joao Pedro. And Pedro Porro, instead of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Stormzy, bro, he literally, I mean, who would have known, of course, kept a clean sheet, came back, 8 points, and this player literally... like, he is making this hit not worth it and he captains João Pedro in the game against Southampton, a differential player. This is just going terribly for Stormzy. I think there is no coming back from this. 7 million rank, Gameweek 13. I've seen miracles, of course, in fantasy. It's going to be very difficult for him to get into top 1 million. I mean, top 1 million, probably yes, just because closer to the end of the season, people just become less active, and there is like, it's pretty much only 1 million of active teams by the end of the season. So you can easily get to top 1 million. It's just like, obviously, your other friends who are in your mini leagues are most likely in 1 million already at this point. Kaisai taking some hits, who pretends to be shocked. Gets Estupinian, who is returning actually, and gets Saka. Actually, fantastic moves. My man is actually getting closer to getting into that 1 million rank again. Captaincy on Palmer, visionary, crazy team. And there you go. Now, speaking of your favorite fantasy creators, FPL Raptor is beating me, and that is actually very scary. He's actually on a fantastic run. His team looks set very nicely. I think it's all due to this wildcard. A few game weeks ago, he played that wildcard and they nailed it pretty much. There is a few players that can be eaten out of his team, but it looks very well positioned to... I think he doesn't... Like, look, he placed all his rolled transfers, of course. He brought in very good players, and in fact, it's a very positive net of points for his transfers. And these are good transfers for the future too. Oscar, who is improving his rank big time because he's almost getting 100 points for this game week. 191,000 rank for him. And his captaincy nailed on Palmer. Also a very ballsy decision just because everyone is captain Salah, and I just decided that I really want to propel my ranks. Yes, it's fun to be different, but in terms of captaincy, just captain a player that is going to be delivering. And I knew that Salah is going to be scoring against this poor Man City side. And he did. He had more chances than just the penalty. That was very scary at the end. I thought that he's not delivering me the points, but he did. And yeah, Harry Daniels is captaining Salah. And look, he just reaps the benefits. At the end of the day, nobody will remember where your template merchant or where was your rank top 10,000 or top 1,000, and he is on his way to get there. The only downside is, of course, the fact that he has Mikolenko with -1. Not a big deal. I think he's going to be transferring him out very soon just because Everton are not delivering with the clean sheet. Let's talk Fantasy Premier League. For the first time in ages, Andy is improving on his rank within 1 million, and his rank is 900,000. He's actually catching up to me. I need to be on the lookout. We can't afford... Look, Ross already overtook me, and that's just a testament of how bad of a FPL manager I am. Cannot afford... We need to do something here. Urgently, some differentials. We need to inject the differentials into our team. Yeah, it's a very nice team, actually. In fact, the downside is there is no Saka, but it's really difficult to feed him without any hits. And it looked like he's going to be getting Saka somehow in the future, just because you have no Saka in your team. It looks like you're actually shooting yourself in the foot, similar to Salah as well. But we can talk about essential players like that. It's 2 or 3 game weeks from now. It's gonna be a few different players. Who knows? You never know. And there are 75 points for Fabio Borsch, who is captaining Salah as well. Very sound decision, and his team is looking very nice. This is such a shame. He has De Ligt in his team, and Man United kept a clean sheet. And I wondered, no way, De Ligt started and doesn't get clean sheet points. And in fact, Amorim decided to make defensive changes before 60-minute mark. Not only defensive changes, a center-back was substituted. Not because of the performance, I think, just because testing something. I don't know what's happening there. Getting Man United defenders is probably not a good idea right now. Bruno Fernandes could be obviously a nice option. I can't wait to see that Cunha and Derby, of course, and then maybe Bournemouth Wolves. This could be a nice run of fixtures for the team. And finally, Ben Crellin, obviously, look, I'm not even surprised. 85 points, improving on his rank, 38,000, and he is captaining Palmer, and he has no Saka. Look, I sold Saka for Brennan Johnson, and somehow Brennan Johnson ends up with 10 points. Unbelievable, bro. Like, he just... I sold him. I owned him for this run of fixtures where not a single double-digit haul, and now all of a sudden 10. Crazy, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, but look, I had to get Saka somehow into my team. Tottenham will have a very dodgy run of fixtures from now on. Yes, my transfer didn't backfire. Yeah, scored more points than I like. But obviously, in hindsight, it would have been better if I sold Mbeumo. But I think, yeah, Mbeumo at home to Leicester. Who would have done that, man? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck for the next game week. Deadline is on Tuesday, so make sure you make your transfers right now. And yeah, or maybe just like take a look at the players that are rising or dropping in price. And good luck with the game week. And let's jinx every player that is not on my team. Please, please, please. Peace.